pitches and wins by the All-Star game. The rest of those numbers, that's All-Star quality. James falling behind a little bit in wins, but the rest of the numbers, I mean, that's top shelf right there. When you look at the ERA, opposition batting average below 200, you won't find many pitchers in baseball have better numbers than James Stone.
Those team ranks 1-2, McDonald, Burnett, in terms of the Pirates starting rotation. And we're starting to get some offensive support. Our PNC Achievement Pirates offense in the month of June. Look at this, 5 runs a game. They're averaging 3rd best in the National League. Batting average 5th best. Bob, they're just turning it on. What's going on here?
I don't know. It's great to watch right now with that pitching. Score runs like they are. 25 home runs in the month. 21 stolen bases. Even doing it, running the bases. Right now, this team doesn't seem to have a flaw. They're hitting, they're catching the ball flawlessly, and they're pitching. What more can you ask for?
Well, they're just a game out of first place, too, in the National League Central Division. They also have a lights-out closer in Joel Hanrahan. He, of course, dropped the hammer last night in the victory over the Tigers. The Pirates have been dropping the hammer on the opposition all year here at PNC Park. They're 22-12 at home. Bucks Tigers next. Welcome back. Last night, this place filled up in a hurry. PNC Park, game 1 of this 3-game interleague series between the Pirates and the Detroit Tigers. When they all settled in, the attendance 37,965, expecting another standing room only crowd here on a matinee Saturday 4:05 start. Pirates and Tigers meet in the middle game of the 3-game series. Beautiful skies, beautiful conditions here in Pittsburgh. Interleague will conclude tomorrow afternoon. Jim Leland's Tigers have a record of 34-36. They're 3.5 back of the Indians in the American League Central Division. His lineup features Austin Jackson, Brennan Bosch, and Miguel Cabrera, tied for second in the American League with 55 RBIs. Prince Fielder hits cleanup. And it's Delman Young, Alex Avila, Johnny Peralta, the shortstop. Ramon Santiago is at second, and the pitcher is Max Scherzer.
We'll take a quick look at Scherzer's numbers. I think what you can say, he's been, Brad Lincoln. His numbers brought to you by the Western Pennsylvania Chevy dealers. Brad this year has been very poor, to say the least, in his starts. Hopefully he can get that turned around today.
Austin Jackson will step in against Lincoln. You get the feeling that the Pirates discussed this start for a while internally, considered some options, including maybe bringing someone up from the minor leagues. But because starting pitching is so valuable, and more so even than relieving, I think, Bob, they would just want to give one more shot to Lincoln and see if he just can't get it to click.
Well, he's been a starter in his career, minor league career. He's been very good at how he got here. He pitched great out of the bullpen. He had a spot start earlier where he was fantastic down in Miami, so I can understand. I said 5 days ago that it wouldn't surprise me whichever way the decision went, whether they went with somebody else today or if they put Brad back out there. You don't give up on somebody like that just after 3 starts, but at the same time, the team is winning, battling for first place. If there is a legitimate option, you got to look long and hard at that.
2-2, the fastball to Austin Jackson, who was 1 for 4 last night.
Important thing for Brad is not to think about any of that stuff. To just lock in on one hitter at a time today, almost like he is a bullpen guy. Just think like that, and then after the end of the day, you're done. See what happens.
Still 2-2 on Austin Jackson. Rivers Casino tips to win from Bob.
We talked about Lincoln and how good he has pitched here at home today. Harrison has been red hot, and Jackson, I think, might be key. He's up there hitting right now. I mean, he is the big table setter for the big bats in this lineup. If you keep Jackson off, if you do give up a home run to one of the big boys, hopefully it's a solo shot.
Called third strike on the breaking ball.
Lincoln's good curveball just caught the inside corner.
1 up and 1 down brings up Brennan Bosch. I wonder at some point if we could ask Pete Toma to put that Rivers Casino tips to win back up there when we have a moment, because I don't think we did it justice, because you can obviously tell that Bob Walk put a lot of time into it, and it's deserving of more time on our part.
Well, the presidential theme.
Don't let Austin Old Hickory Jackson beat you.
And Jason Steele helped out with some of the wording too today.
Need to have Steeltown get an assist from you, like he does. I mean, he assists most times anyway.
It's part of my staff.
Call him out. Yeah, your staff.
Part of my staff.
Again, presidential theme. There's part of his staff right there.
The back.
All working for Bob. There he is.
Yeah, that's on.
Just typing. There's Josh Harrison. Hail to the chief.
Man, how good has Josh been lately? Every time they put him out there, he does something to contribute to that win.
1-2 count on Brennan Bosch. Pinch hitter last night in the 7th inning. And drew a walk against Jared Hughes. Two count. Look at this tribute to Brad Lincoln. If you saw one of our recent telecasts, James McDonald was having fun with Lincoln, put the Gatorade cup on his cap, unbeknownst to Lincoln for the longest time.
The guy right there in the middle actually has a T-shirt with a looked like a screenshot from that game. You can kind of see it over the orange hat there, and it's a picture of Lincoln with the cup on his head. They got banners out there, everything.
3-2, fastball fouled away.
That last cup you saw, that was a different guy. This was different location.
This is on Tuesday, and he went for at least a couple of innings before he finally noticed it. Today, there's that shirt that Bob was talking about.
Oh, there's that shirt. Yeah.
Very clever to take a shot off the Root
just
Sports telecast.
That section. That second shot was somebody with the cup on their hat in a different part of the ballpark.
Bunch of people playing along. Yeah. It's the new look in the bird.
I'll tell you what, though, it's just these are the kind of things that you see all the time when you're winning. When you got a winning club, everybody's having fun. The players, the fans
get involved.
It's great. It's going to be it is a great summer. I was going to say it is a great summer.
Pop them up. Shallow left. Third baseman Alvarez out. Foul territory. 2 outs. Check out the rest of Pirates defense. In the outfield, it's Alex Presley in left, Andrew McCutchen in center, Jose Tabata in right. Alvarez just made the catch. He's at third. You saw Josh Harrison at short. Neil Walker playing excellent defense at second. Garrett Jones at first base. And Rod Barajas catches Lincoln. Andrew McCutchen playing outstanding defense in center field. Ground ball right at third. Comes up a bit, but Alvarez handles it. That's a nice start for Mr. Lincoln. 1-2-3 at tip of the cap in the top of the first. Giving away the caps today to all fans.
Very sharp looking hat.
Here's the Toyota starting lineup for the Bucks. Alex Presley will lead off, and it's Jose Tabata and Andrew McCutchen. McCutchen, last 6 games, ho-hum, 14 out of 25. Garrett Jones hits cleanup, then Neil Walker and Pedro Alvarez. Alvarez has been hot as well last week or so. Rod Barajas, Josh Harrison, and Brad Lincoln follow.
Now we'll take a look at Scherzer's numbers. And I was about to say earlier, he's been a little on the inconsistent side of things. You see the ERA up in the 5s. He's had some great games. He's had some rough ones. Just have to see which way it falls today. I think, Greg, you'll probably agree with me on this, that the key to somebody that's inconsistent when they're on the mound is to try and get to them early. Don't let them get any kind of momentum going. And that I would like to see the Pirates do that. They were able to do that last night. I think that would go a long ways to winning this game, even just 1 or 2 runs. Get them on the board.
Second time the Pirates face Scherzer this season. He struck out 15 on the 20th of May in Detroit in 7 innings of work. Out of 1 ball and 1 strike on Alex Presley, who was 1 for 4 last night. That's 3 for 10 on the homestand, batting .228 for the year.
Now the Pirates were having some big strikeout games on offense there for first maybe month and a half of the season, but they've able to rectify that. We haven't seen those numbers in a while.
2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Presley, who was in AAA when the Pirates played the Tigers in Detroit last month, and now it's 3-2. Clint Hurdle's Pirates have won 5 of 6, record of 37-32. Just a game back of the Reds in the Central. Playing great baseball at home, 22-12 at PNC Park for the season. Swinging a foul ball, just got a piece, and that's also got a piece of Alex Avila. So the home plate umpire Eric Cooper will try and buy him some time.
Clean the plate. Got him right underneath the chin. Knocked the breath out of you a little bit.
Eventually you move on.
You either move on or move to the trainer's room.
Yep. 3-2 count on Presley. Another foul ball.
Saw that shot of Barajas in the Pirate dugout. He knows at some point in this game he's going to get one like that. It happens at least once every night. You get stung with a good one. It's in the job description, though.
8th pitch of this at bat. Bounced right side. Santiago just getting Presley. This fielder got to the bag, brings up Jose Tabata, and cannot imagine what Max Scherzer is dealing with today. There had been reports when he left the club 3 days ago for quote personal reasons that there was a tragedy in the family, and indeed we learned today that his brother Alex had taken his own life 3 days ago, so he left the club understandably. And imagine there had to be some debate as to whether Scherzer was even going to pitch today or be here with the club. But you know, we deal with personal tragedies on our own. I talked to Jim Leland about that today, Bob. He said, you know, I don't get into it. You deal with it on a personal level. It's up to the individual. But Leland was obviously shaken up. Again, understandable, and my thoughts and prayers go out to Max Scherzer and his family dealing with a personal tragedy.
I can understand him wanting to be out there today. This is probably a little an escape.
Yeah.
From what he's been going through the last couple of days. For at least a couple of hours, it won't be on his mind. It had to be a very, very tough thing to go through. I can't imagine.
2-2. Understand that he was very close to his brother Alex, and Pirates have a pitcher who dealt with tragedy a couple years ago when he was pitching for the San Diego Padres. Kevin Correa's brother was tragically killed. Trail biking accident. Liner to center field. A 1-out single for Jose Tabata.
Jose's statistics are off by quite a bit from what he expects. And just about everybody has kind of picked up the pace this year and moving their numbers more toward what is the norm for them. Got our fingers crossed Jose will be the next guy to do that. We're talking about a hitter that should be up there close to 300 every year. We saw that his rookie season.
His first hit of the homestand.
So far this year, he's 0 for 9 before that hit. So far this year, it's been far from what everybody's expectations are for Jose, and I'm sure what Jose's expectations are for himself. He's a table setter. He uses a speed game. He should be a big run scorer. Just hasn't been there.
Scherzer quickly turned and then threw kind of a changeup toward Prince Fielder. Tabata 8 steals, caught 7 times. Clint Hurdle brought up the fact that the club has committed to being more aggressive on the bases as maybe one of the reasons why the Pirates have this outstanding home record, trying to look for advantages in their home yard. As this pitch misses badly to McCutchen.
This might be a reach, Greg, but how about this theory that since they've started running the bases with the reckless abandon out there, everybody's been stealing.
It's kind of freed up the offense.
Well, the opposition, knows that. They have scattered reports. Okay, they're running a lot. Okay, you got to be quick to the plate. Maybe that's taking something from the pitches, and because the pitchers are so concerned with base runners and being quick to the plate, they're not making the quality pitches that they were before.
Isn't that interesting?
And the hitters are getting better looks, better pitches to hit.
It's so funny you say that, because this brings up a whole debate now about the running game, because the Pirates have not just given up in terms of opponents stealing against.
Way
when you
down
look
on
at the
their
numbers,
priority
it is
list.
very way down. And Hurdle addressed it, said, you know what, we're not going to sacrifice the quality of the pitch over concern of the stolen base. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And if you look at the numbers, even though they're drastically against Pittsburgh, opponents stealing bases at will, really, you break it down, maybe we knock on wood at this stage, game number 70, but those stolen bases haven't hurt the Pirates directly. It's not like those steals have turned into runs.
The team ERA is still very, very good, despite the fact that people are kind of moving into the scoring position at will almost.
1 and 2.
That's a trade-off with certain pitchers that you have to make. Some guys are real good at it, and they don't lose anything as far as their pitch quality when they're being quick to the plate. Other guys lose a lot. So that's a compromise that sometimes you think about making. Well, I want to be quick to the plate. I'm not going to mix my pitches. I'm going to throw a lot of fastballs. I'm going to slide steps. My fastball might not have as much get up on it as it usually does. But my catcher will have a chance.
There goes Tabata. It's taken for a ball. Little hesitation by Avila, but right there throws a strike to Santiago.
Tabata out by quite a bit after that throw. That was a pretty good leg kick, too. I gotta give that all to Avila. Look at that, right there. Have to throw his head high. If it's bouncing in, if it's maybe 2 feet to the shortstop side, then I think Tabata's got a chance to sneak in there.
Avila has thrown out just 19% trying to steal. That was a bullet right on target to nail Tabata. And the count 3-2 now on McCutchen. That's the downside. You got one of the hottest hitters in all of baseball. Now instead of a man on, Tabata erased. And Scherzer gets the strikeout. We played 1 at PNC Park. Tigers, Bucks, 0-0.
Pirates baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Chevrolet and their award-winning cars, trucks, and crossovers. By your Toyota dealer, where quality, dependability, and good MPG all come standard. Toyota, moving forward. And by Day Automotive. We're going to make your day.
Prince Fielder takes strike one. Pirates have the shift on. Pedro Alvarez moving from third base to a shallow right field against Prince Fielder, who was 0 for 4 last night. 5 hits and 17 at bats in the season series against the Bucks.
I was talking about Lincoln's good work he's done here. He's pitched over 11 innings, 11 and a third. He struck out 11, given up 3 hits and no runs.
PNC Park, home sweet home for him.
He loves this place.
His first start of the year here, and a good start to this ball game for Brad Lincoln. And of course, the fans eat it up when Prince Fielder, longtime nemesis with the Brewers, goes down.
I think Fielder might be their favorite player to boo. They'll get on Braun a little bit also. They basically don't like the Brewers, no. is what it is. Their Fielder, when you do what he has done in the last handful of years,
it's a sign of great respect, I've always said.
Comes with territory.
Why are you booing this guy? He's a great player. That's why they do boo him.
Yeah. He's on the other team.
Yeah.
He beats us.
Yep. Was it Reggie Jackson that said you don't boo nobodies?
What was amazing, my first year playing with Pete Rose, every single ballpark we went to, as soon as they announced his name, the whole place would erupt in boos, except Cincinnati. They still loved him there, even though he wasn't a Red. But everywhere we went, boos constantly. It was the only, they wouldn't boo Schmidt, they wouldn't boo anybody, but Rose, they would stand up and boo.
Well, strikeout Brad Lincoln. And 5 up and 5 down with 3 strikeouts.
He's got him chasing that hook, doesn't he? He's had 3 strikeouts, all on curveballs. First one was looking. It was Jackson he got.
Here's Avila. Oh for 3 with a walk last night. Tigers catcher. He has 2 hits and 19 at bats this season against the Bucks. It's game number 5 between the two teams. .2-0. .348 career hitter against the Bucks. His dad, an assistant to Dave Dombrowski, the president.
Pretty good number. 340 something. They should be booing him.
Yeah.
Let's go Bucks!
Zoltan Z. The other thing that fans have started to get involved in. I was actually at a Little League game today, Bob, I kid you not, and a young man roped a double down the line and left. He gets to second base and he looked toward the dugout and he flashed the Zoltan Z. 2-2 the count on Avila after falling behind 2-0. A lot of Tigers fans on hand this weekend.
That is really getting to be a kind of a phenomenon around here. You get these weekends during the summer and fans from out of town coming in. PNC Park has become a baseball destination. From all over, people want to come here and watch a game at this ballpark. Wow, look at that. They're making the rounds.
Nice.
Heading to Cooperstown, is that what it said?
Yeah. From Memphis. if they saw Nick Walenda up in Niagara Falls.
Did he make it?
Yeah. A walk to Avila. Brings up Peralta. We gave you those numbers on Lincoln, how well he has done at home, and the rest of his teammates have been performing well here at PNC Park. And in terms of home wins this season, the 22 W's for the Bucks, ranked third in Major League Baseball. Barrel Automotive definitely worth the click. Pirates have won 7 of their last 8 home games, 11 of their last 13, and since May the 12th, a record of 15-4. That's the best record in the majors at home.
I think that those 4 clubs, the top 3, are a little bit of a surprise to everybody. Dodgers, Mets, Pirates, the Rangers. I think they've been cream of the crop type team for a couple of years now. A little bit of a turnover happening in baseball, perhaps.
Good stuff from those home figures. Thanks to Barrel, we're driven to be better. And
did he get it?
No.
Trying to scoop it up off the ground. Tabla getting over and reaching in. He was about a foot and a half short of the ball.
Trying to maybe pull an Eric Hosmer. Wasn't it Hosmer? Did that?
No, I don't think it was Hosmer. It was give me another name. Starts with M. Starts with M. This guy, maybe? What is it?
Yes, it was Mitch Meyer. You're right.
When I said this guy, I was pointing to Greg's.
Oh, that's good. We're on TV. You don't have to explain.
Pointing to Greg's scorebook.
Radio, you'd have to explain. TV, just talk. It's just talking.
It's this guy right here.
One of the many tools that Bob uses in the booth here is my scorebook. My media guide. Bob will use it quite often. Wait a minute. My binoculars. Bob will point to these a lot. And the old trusty computer. You have to have that for Bob.
I do like to keep the binoculars in between us here.
I don't. Thank you, though. Go ahead and request them when you need them. Fly ball to center. McCutcheon back a couple of steps. Several steps. Makes the catch. Go ahead, you want to mark that down for me? That's an 8. That's an 8. I know you don't use these things too often. 8 right there. Yeah. The Interleague Series, Joel Hanrahan is wearing one of the necklaces you'll receive tomorrow if you're 14 or under. Pirates braided necklace, thanks to Trib Total Media. Come early for the #1 Cochran Family Fun Zone out on Federal Street and stay after the game As always, kids can run the bases thanks to H.K. Anderson Pretzels. Final game of the homestand in the Interleague Series against the Detroit Tigers. Justin Verlander for Detroit against Kevin Correa. Garrett Jones leads off. Strike one. Jones 0 for 3 last night. 2 for 8 on the homestand. A fly ball to center. Jackson will drift back. 1 out. Let's go down to Dan Potash.
All right, Brownie, thank you very much. Well, equipment manager Scott Bonnet giving me the 4-1-1 on Neil Walker, who's breaking in a brand new batting helmet. It's called the S100. It's a little bit heavier in weight, and it also has some padding on the inside that's a lot thicker than the current padding that you'll find in batting helmets today in Major League Baseball. Neil's breaking it in. He's got one for when he bats from the right side and the left side. And in fact, all of Major League Baseball will be using this helmet just like that in 2013.
New style, huh? Slick.
Hey, what was it? The second baseman of Baltimore?
Brian Roberts.
Back, yeah, he had one on the other night that was a little thicker. And he had the problems with the concussion syndrome. And, a lot of the players aren't going to like it. They like real light, thin helmets, but they're all going to have to go to this. In fact, most of them should probably be going to it now to get used to it. It's going to be mandatory. Yeah, that might be why Neil decided to make the move.
2-0 count. And now 3 balls, no strikes.
Now, this might surprise you, Greg, but a lot of the players are kind of style conscious.
That does surprise me.
And most of them don't like the look of the big, thick helmet, and that's part of it.
Pretty much what it comes down to.
Well, I think that's a big part of it. They don't want to wear something that looks big and clunky. But that's not too bad. Well ventilated. You know, when the minor leaguers come over for those for the spring training games, they come over and get into the games usually toward the end, and they got those great big giant thick helmets on. Well, the big league guys, they won't wear those big helmets, and minor league guys, they can force them. You got to wear this. Well, that's coming to the big league team.
So 1 out walk.
I think that big helmet had Scherzer distracted a little bit.
Yep.
There's a big helmet.
Yep. Oh, a little Walenda. Look at him.
Yeah. Oh, what a bird brain. How does he not fall when he does that stuff? I guess because he has wings.
Power against power, high heat. Alvarez comes up empty.
Greg, when birds sleep at night, you know, they're up in the trees and the branches.
How do they not fall?
When they fall asleep, why don't they fall?
I don't know.
I don't get that. Like, if you walk through the woods at night, there should be birds hitting the ground all around you.
When we're in this ballpark, that guy camps out.
Now, we've seen his lair. He's got a little cage. A lot of newspaper in there on the floor. He's very sloppy. I don't know what all that's about. Big bags of peanuts and sunflower seeds all over the place.
He cleans up pretty good for game time. 0-2 the count on Alvarez. 1 for 2 with an intentional walk in last night's game. The Tigers owned Alvarez in Detroit, that 3-game series. He went 0 for 9, struck out 8 times in the 3 games, walked twice. He's in the hole 0-2. Again, Scherzer throwing over there, fairly quick move, but then a lob toss to first. Scherzer has struck out 101 batters, 3rd most in the American League.
The way Alvarez is swinging the bat right now, I was talking to the guys on the radio post game last night. I feel when he steps in there now, it's got like a 50-50 chance of hitting a home run. You want to like, oh, Alvarez is up. Let's got to pay attention. And when he hits one, it might be one of those tape measure jobs.
2-2. Scherzer has given up 13 home runs, and lefties are batting .329 against Scherzer this season. He's held righties to a .236 mark, but lefties have hit 8 of the 13 homers, and they're hitting .329 against Scherzer. Those strikeouts, 101, 5 behind the league leader Justin Verlander. Pirates face him tomorrow. Two and two on Alvarez as time is called. Scherzer's last time out against the Rockies went 8 shutout innings, allowed 7 hits. And up the middle shot, but right there the shortstop Peralta, and on to first for a double play. Alvarez hit it on the button. Through 2. 0-0 Bucks and Tigers. Nothing on to the third. We're joined in the booth by John Gracie. I'm sure you've read his story, inspiration, who found out a couple of years ago that got some bad news in terms of the health, and but you had a wish. You grew up in central Pennsylvania, a Pirates fan,
right?
And your wish is granted this weekend, John.
And what a wonderful time we've had. Dreams do come true.
That's great. And your 3 children got to be here with you?
Yeah, my twins, Aaron and Haley, they're here in the suite that's been graciously provided by the Pirates, and my son Nathan. So we've been able to enjoy 2 games this weekend and just having a wonderful time.
John Gracie joins us in the booth. We have mutual friends. His kids went to the same high school I did, and Sharmanstown near Mechanicsburg, and you and I have talked, John, that it's difficult growing up being a Pirate fan in central PA, right?
Yes, that's correct. All we get are like the Phillies, the Yankees, and the Orioles.
Exactly.
But thank God they brought Root Sports to Comcast in our area, and so for those of us in the Harrisburg area that are Pirate fans, we now are able to see our favorite team.
Ball bounced right back to the mound. What a start for Brad Lincoln. One away in the third, 0-0 ball game. John Gracie joins Bob and me here in the booth at PNC Park. Have you been to the ballpark before?
Yes, I mean, I've been
but
here.
Not this kind of experience.
No, yeah. Never. I mean, I've had the, fortunate experience to when the Dream Foundation said, what do you want to do? And I said, well, how about the club level? Because I thought that was pretty cool, right? And then when they hook us up with a suite, thanks to Mr. Coonley and the Pirates, that this has just been incredible. That suite is awesome. I highly recommend it to anybody that has the opportunity.
Yeah, I agree with you. Those suites are pretty special places. Anytime anybody gets an opportunity to see a ball game from one of those, they need to take advantage of it. Well, you had to really enjoy last night's ball game.
Great game last night. I mean, everybody from the beginning, you got to jump out on top of them. I was a little disappointed we didn't get out on top of them today, but we're hanging in. Lincoln's throwing a good game. Now if we can only get the bats going, get somebody on base, play a little small ball, move them over and drive in a run. The Pirates this year, they're doing very well. And I don't think they've peaked yet. I just hope that after the All-Star break that the lugs don't fall off like we did last year. We want to keep the pressure on. Some of the guys are really starting to hit now. Nice pitch.
About this pitching.
You need to stay healthy for one thing. I think that's going to be a big key going down the stretch, second half of the season, especially the pitching staff. Keep these guys, throwing well and going 6-7 innings into every ball game. That's what happened last year.
Yeah.
Is that the starters started going downhill and the team followed them. So that's the big key to this season. Keep those starters healthy. Keep throwing well.
As you well know, that was your job. Key's pitching, and if you have pitching, then the hitting will come. Burnett threw a good game last night, right? Look what J-Mac did the other night, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
The pitching is there.
They might make the All-Star team, those two guys.
Wouldn't that be wonderful?
The way Brad Lincoln is throwing, I don't think we're going to have much more time to talk to John. I wanted to thank also Star 100.7, our radio partners, along with KDK-FM, because we joined Bubba and the gang on the radio the other day. And I told John, I said, how'd you like to come up to the booth and meet Bob Walk and Steve Blass? And he said, I got goosebumps all over. So it's a thrill for us to meet you, John.
Well, it's a thrill to meet you as well. Thank you very much.
Best of luck to you, John.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, John. Appreciate it.
It's a pleasure. Thanks, guys.
You're an inspiration, man. You really are. Rooting for you.
Thank you.
John Gracie, our guest. Bucks and Tigers, 0-0. During our All-Star Fan Appreciation each day next week. Look for your chance to win an exclusive day at the ballpark Tuesday, July 10th during the All-Star break. Take batting practice, run the bases, enjoy lunch in the clubhouse, and much more. For additional details and on how to enter, visit our website at rootsports.com. That's a hat for you.
There you go. His name must be Tony, huh?
Yeah.
I know what he had for breakfast.
What do you think? Whatever it was great. Bottom of the third, 0-0. And now Rod Barajas against Scherzer. Barajas 3 for 9 on the homestand and a couple of hits last night. Scherzer pitched a very good ball game in Detroit. Gave you the numbers. Strikeouts, 15 punch-outs on a Sunday afternoon in 7 innings. He allowed 2 runs. A solo home run by Rod Barajas in the 5th inning. That gave the Pirates a 1-0 lead. The Tigers would tie it in the bottom of the 5th on a Johnny Peralta homer off Kevin Correa. And then in the 6th inning, Neil Walker hit a solo homer to give the Pirates back the lead. Tigers would score 3 in the bottom of the 7th to get the victory. Scherzer, one of his 6 wins coming against Pittsburgh, and one of the 13 homers allowed to this man, Barajas.
A lot of quality players for the Tigers. You look up and down their roster, a lot of star names. They just haven't got it clicking yet this year. A couple of games under 500 at this point. Potential is there. The Pirates tomorrow will face one of the very best pitchers in all of baseball. Verlander will be taking the ball from Jim Leyland. And we remember what Verlander did in Detroit. One of the best games that we have seen pitch in a long time.
Verlander had the no-hitter going into the 9th inning with 1 out. Josh Harrison broke up the no-hit bid. He allowed 3 base runners the whole day. A couple of walks and the hit by Harrison. Still 3-2. Harrison on deck, and then Lincoln. Verlander, ERA of 2.57, 5th lowest in the American League. Tops in strikeouts, most innings in the junior circuit.
That's kind of a question I have now, Greg. Why do they keep those separate numbers anymore?
Still
with interleague play, it's become obsolete. Why don't they just have a list of the top guys in baseball? Everybody's playing everybody, you know.
Yeah, I know, but I still I'm glad they separate them. That's all.
Well,
because most of the games are still played against National League clubs, even though there is interleague. But
eventually, it's not. You know that's the way we're going.
I hope not. I'd like to find a way to stop that. I know you're conceding this, but I don't want you to give up.
I say let's
fight the fight. Let's not quit. There's people like you, Bob, that can lead the charge against
those guys.
Mixing it up with those guys.
I don't mind those guys.
No, let them play in the American League.
I like those guys, but yeah, just
we'll play them a few times a year. Okay, we conceded that, but let's not give any more ground. Even the whispering of a full-time DH makes you ill. Fly out to center field. Now, we're talking a lot about Pirates pitching, and Pirates have so much depth in their organization in the minor leagues, even their broadcast partners on Root Sports. That's not Teak, that's Rob King. Game time first pitch, but Teak-like.
Look at the movement on that ball.
Got that.
Jumped outside.
How did McHenry stab that ball?
I don't know. If there would have been a hitter there, that's a swing and a miss.
Good stuff, Rob King. Tribute to Teak. Let's see how close this is.
It's identical. Identical. Look at that.
That is great. Well done. Thanks to Root Sports for the caps given away to all fans. Sellout crowd. Ball 1 on Josh Harrison. Cincinnati and the Twins are underway. It's 0-0 in the 3rd. One and one. Not as humid. Still warm, but not nearly as humid as it was earlier in the week. 1-2 on Harrison. He's 5 for 12 on this homestand. Went 3 for 11 against the Tigers last month. Scherzer picks up his second strikeout.
A whole lot that was fancy about this one. Fastball right down the middle of the plate, mid-thigh. Josh was just a little too defensive with his swing. He was trying to wait a long time, didn't want to get caught out front on an off-speed pitch. Allowed the fastball to sneak by him.
Brad Lincoln 0 for 5 at the plate this season, but enjoys this part of the game.
Yeah, he's I would say the best hitting pitcher. J-Mac's not bad.
One-two count on Lincoln. 2 outs, nobody on. Bottom of the third. So far, Lincoln has pitched extremely well through 3 innings. Facing a difficult pitcher in Max Scherzer. Still 1-2. Seven hits and 32 career at bats for Scherzer. He'll throw his 51st pitch. Another foul. Still 1-2. Couple of first rounders going at it here. Diamondbacks chose Max Scherzer first round in 2006. Lincoln checks. No, the home plate umpire said he offered. So a strikeout for Scherzer, his third. On a day where Root Sports gave away caps to all fans, Rob King throwing out the ceremonial first pitch, teak style.
Park, and pitcher Charlie Morton actually packed up his locker this morning. He's headed to Florida to take the first step in the rehab process from recovering from Tommy John surgery. It's a long road, but the right-hander is looking forward to taking that next step. Here's this afternoon's AGH injury update.
The discomfort didn't really get too bad until about a month and a half ago, where it was kind of like, I need to start thinking about what's going on here. But, I mean, it'll be nice to get when I'm, fully recovered and back to where, I felt like not only, now I feel like a pitcher, and I feel like if I get back to where I was physically, I'll be a pitcher with the stuff that I had. So I'm excited about that.
Players like A.J. Burnett, Jason Grilli, and Brad Lincoln are just a phone call away. So is Ray Searage, if he needs any advice on what the process might be like as he tries to recover from that surgery over what, guys, the next 12 to 18 months, right?
Yes, that's the average, huh, Dan? Just a matter of, in terms of the rehab process and how quickly the organization. Well, of course, the Pirates will have a decision to make in, I guess, December. In terms of whether it's a non-tender situation. It's one they won't make until then, of course. So Morton's Pirates future, I don't know that you'd say it's in doubt, but it certainly is in question as he starts to rehab from that Tommy John surgery. As Dan Potash said, Brad Lincoln, one of those guys who recovered from it. Just his second season in the Pirates organization after the Bucks selected him in 2006, same year that Scherzer was drafted, but the Pirates had the 4th pick overall. The Diamondbacks chose Scherzer 11th in that first round. After 1 year of professional baseball, Lincoln underwent Tommy John April of 2007. A 2-1 count on Brennan Bosch.
It's certainly not something that's uncommon anymore. It might be tougher to find a 30-year-old pitcher that hasn't had it. I don't know if I'm exaggerating or not there.
I don't know that you are. One up and one down. What a nice rebound start this is, and very encouraging. Still early in this start for Brad Lincoln, but at least through 3 1/3, this is the kind of start the Pirates were looking for from him. And if he can continue this afternoon, this good pitching, then the Pirates will have a really tough, good decision to make.
Now, this has been I think that the plan for Lincoln over the last few years is get him up here, get him in the rotation. He's always been a very solid starting pitcher coming up through the minor leagues, and somebody that you would project to be in a big league rotation. And this is his year to make that move. And the first 3 starts, well, not the spot start, but the first 3 regular starts that he's had up to this point have been poor. But not today. This is outstanding work. And he had been pitching so well out of the bullpen. Bullpen numbers incredible. We talked a couple innings ago about his numbers in PNC Park.
His overall numbers, 0.45 ERA in 20 innings.
It just didn't make sense how poorly he was pitching in these first 3 starts. What's going on?
And missed by a lot. Can it be something as simple as maybe a mindset where, I know he wanted to start. He had a pretty good outing, that spot start earlier in the season, but then was back in the bullpen. He was a long relief man for a while, was doing so well that Hurdle and everybody else talked about making him a late inning relief guy. He did that in some high leverage situations, and maybe Lincoln started to figure, okay, maybe this is going to be my niche. They even talked about him someday perhaps being a guy who could close games. And then he's thrust maybe into the starting role, and maybe it's taken him kind of a couple starts to get back in the starter mindset. Whatever it is, this is a different Lincoln.
Mowing them down. Well, the 2 toughest things to find in baseball: quality starting pitchers and the big boppers in the middle of the lineup. And to prove that, who gets the big money in free agent every offseason? The top starting pitchers and the top hitters, the guys that can put the ball out of the ballpark. That's the big money guys, because they are hard to find and extremely valuable on your team. So if Lincoln can prove that he is a good, solid starting pitcher, then I think that's in the discussion. That's where he's going to be, because that's what you're looking for. That's what's so hard to find in this league. And then if that doesn't pan out, then you start looking at the other options. Okay, he's real good at 1 inning. Can he be a closer? Is it going to be a middle of the road guy? You find a spot for him. But the first place you got to look is, can he start for you? Just because of his track record in the minor leagues, is, yeah, this guy's a starter. But the jury is definitely out on where he's going to end up.
27 years old from Lake Jackson, Texas. Strike 2 on Prince Fielder. Fielder looking back at Eric Cooper. I think he agrees with that one.
Right at the bottom of the strike zone. Yeah, look at the grid over on the right side.
To left, right at Presley. 1, 2, 3 for Brad Lincoln. That's 4 shutout innings. What a start. AT&T Mobility trivia question. This afternoon, which former pitcher was selected in the 4th round of the 1984 NHL draft? That's appropriate. The draft being held here in Pittsburgh this weekend. Came to an end today. All the comings and goings, the Penguins.
And he wasn't just any old pitcher either. We're talking about a future Hall of Famer. That's a pretty good hint right there, I guess.
A lot going on in Pittsburgh this week.
From one of the New England states, wasn't it?
The goalie, right?
No.
Really?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Well, I said no. I guess I don't know. For some reason, I want to disagree with you, though. I don't know. I guess it's just habit.
Yeah, no kidding. Popped up. And we're going to head toward the seats. Avila. 1 and 2. Great sight. You never ever get tired of it.
Aren't there like rules of how you park out there?
No,
just like
park
it's just
anywhere you want.
helter-skelter.
Yep, absolutely.
I think there should be some kind of rules.
If a barge comes through, you got to move. That's all. Common sense. I don't know. Two and 2 on Alex Presley. Grounded to second in the first inning.
We've had a trip through the lineup. Let's do something.
Yeah. To see Presley start to get on on a pretty regular basis at the top of the batting order. His season in the big leagues on base percentage just .249. He's looking to improve that, and has been better since his recall. 6 for 19 his last 5 home games. Start to point out different people in the lineup that, boy, if he can do this and he can do that. Presley starts getting on. Tabata starts to hit.
Well, it's worked with a few of them. Got a couple more clicking.
Still 3-2.
If McCutcheon could only hit 400.
Yep. He's trying.
You know, you can rent those kayaks just
Yeah.
right out,
Yep.
right underneath the Clementi Bridge. That'd be a great way to spend the afternoon, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Get in the stands. Thank you.
So Max Scherzer talked about dealing with personal tragedy. His brother took his own life 3 days ago, and Scherzer decided to take the mound today in Pittsburgh, and can only imagine. Line toward the gap in right center.
Get in the gap.
Cut off by Jackson. Presley still going to go for 2, and he's going to be there. Alex Presley hustling double into right center.
We don't need no stinking gaps. He makes his own gaps. That's a double that's made from coming out of the box hard. That's got to be the answer there. I mean, he just kept ripping around first base. Didn't even think about stopping. Never hesitated. A good, perfect throw might catch him. But that's nothing ball game. I think that's the attitude. Let's make something happen. Rolled the dice, made it easy.
I know we've talked about this with John Wayner running bases and things like that. I'm sure the ball's hit toward right center. Jackson moving to his left. Has to get the ball. He's going to have to turn around, put on the brakes. So all that went into play. A good look at it there.
Or Presley just decided, I'm going to go to second. Didn't even think
Either
about
way.
that. That's the kind of mindset I think he has a lot of. It just, I'm going to make it happen here. But he puts himself in position to make that decision, or to take advantage of the direction an outfielder might be running, because of the way he goes from home to first. It's not first to second where he gets his double.
And that's why it made it so easily, really, when all was said and done, because the throw was off and late. So he, because of that decision, right from the get-go, because he busts it out of the box every single time, that is his mindset. Now, Tabata's mindset is to try and at least move him to third. Does anybody run harder out of the box than Presley?
I've seen him hit home runs and do just that right there. He drops his head, he takes a couple steps, and then he'll look up and try and find the baseball. That's the same way he runs home runs out, at least to first base.
Tabata now is hit by him.
That got him. Seems to be okay. Scherzer has it.
Oh, it didn't get him.
Yeah, it did. It got him in the right wrist.
It did?
Sure it did, Greg. Watch this. Right wrist. How? Huh? You're still not sure? AGH, this will tell the story.
Yeah, okay. I was wrong.
Mark that down.
I know.
It's only twice all year.
Just looking. Just want to get the AGH cam in there. The reason why I say it is because he went back to the on-deck circle and then looked back to home plate as if it was I mean, he obviously was hit by the pitch there. But his reaction was he didn't show any reaction, I should say. First and second, great chance. Here is McCutchen, who among other things is one of the top hitters with runners in scoring position. Like it.
Get the vote out. Gotta get the vote out.
MLB.com or Pirates.com. Touch up to 25 times. Getting 379 with Bennett scoring position. Late decision there to foul that ball off.
Took that out of Avila's glove. All right, Touch. Hunker down. For a while early this year, McCutchen really had poor numbers in day games. He's kind of cleaned that up a little bit of late, but I guess this is a day game. Is that what you consider?
I don't know.
It's like a middle of the road game.
Yeah.
4 o'clock.
Create another category for it.
Oh, yes.
To left field. Deep.
Go, baby.
And clear the deck. Cannonball coming. Hutchins hit a 3-run blast to left. 3-0 Bucks.
That should get the vote out. Anybody at home right now, get the laptop out or a desktop. Go to your machines and start voting.
13 home runs, 45 runs batted in on the year. Sheesh, what a season this guy's having. My word.
And Greg, you know from last year our discussion about National League MVP that, you know, the way I think about a VIP is who is the most important player on a team that wins, that won something. The one guy that if you took out of there would make a huge negative impact. Is there any doubt it's McCutchen on this team?
No doubt. He is the clear favorite for the MVP of this team.
Well, in the league, the way I think of it, because you know, I don't think of it as Player of the Year award, which I think most people do. I think about all the teams that win. Now, who has the one guy on that team that if you took off, they wouldn't have a chance? And so I'm talking McCutchen here, league MVP.
Yep.
Because especially the way our offense was the first 2 months of the season, he was the offense. If you move him out of there, boy, we were really in trouble. So that's what I'm the most valuable player. I take it literally, most valuable. To a team that wins something. For me, it's not a Player of the Year type award, just whatever player had the best year. Obviously, it's going to be somebody that's having a great year. But how do you separate it when you got 3 or 4 guys having a great year? Don't necessarily just go to the stat sheet and say, okay, this guy's got more RBIs, this guy hit for better average. No. Who was the most valuable to their team that if you took him away, they were toast, they were done? That's the way I look at it. And Andrew, he's my early favorite for league MVP. He means so much to this club.
Absolutely. It's amazing he's been able to put up the numbers he has when for the first 2 months he's all they had.
No, he's been getting help last few weeks. Everybody's numbers have picked way up. Obviously, in the month of June, we talked about that in our open. All the home runs that are being hit, the stolen bases, the batting average coming way up. Everybody is pitching in now. But for the first 2 months of the season, Andrew McCutchen and the pitching staff as a group kept us from being buried.
Oh, 1 on Alvarez. Hit the ball hard his last time up the middle. Shortstop Peralta fielded, turned it into a double play. Andrew McCutchen now 13 home runs, 45 runs batted in.
There's going to be people at the end of the year with more home runs, more RBIs, maybe a couple of guys with a higher batting average. But there is nobody. You can't tell me that there's any player, and we have to win also. I think that's one of the criteria. I mean, you can't be valuable if you come in third. But if you win, there won't be anybody on any of those winning teams more valuable to their club's success than Andrew McCutchen is to this club's success. Okay, I'm done now. I guess I'm getting a little carried away.
Well, go to Pirates.com or MLB.com, and first things first, let's get him into that All-Star starting lineup where he belongs. Alvarez down on strikes. Andrew McCutchen sends Scherzer deep to left. 3-0 Pirates.
Pirates Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Barrel Automotive. We're driven to be better. By PNC Bank for the achiever in you. And by Chevy Cruze, which offers EPA estimated 42 mpg highway. Let's go Bucks!
Andrew McCutchen's home run with 2 aboard gives the Pirates a 3-0 lead. Bucks have been hoisting that flag a lot here at PNC Park this year. 22-12 at home. And now back to the mound for Brad Lincoln. Another story today. Probably looking at what could have been his last start if he did not pitch well. He's pitched very well through 4. Delman Young in the hole 0-2. Vote Kutch. There you go.
It's already out. Huh?
We were trying to keep it a secret. It's already out.
Probably all over kinds of blogs and Twitters and all that stuff.
He's certainly on his way to being a big part of that discussion.
How about that? When you talk about guys having big years, and a lot of times it's like they're in a contract year, and then they sign that big contract, and then things go the other way.
The exact opposite with McCutchen.
He signed a big contract in spring training and is now having the monster year that most guys just dream of.
Strikeout number 6. 1 away in the 5th.
curveball is doing some great work this afternoon.
Brad Lincoln, start number 5 on the season. His first one was in Miami, May the 14th. He went 6, gave up 2 runs on 4 hits. Pirates won that game 3-2. And he was in the bullpen through the rest of May, first week of June, and made that start in Cincinnati on June the 6th. Lasted just 4 innings, 5 runs, 6 hits, threw only 66 pitches. Ahead of the count 0-2, and mentioned afterward he just was gassed. He ran out of gas. His next start went 4 1/3, gave up 4 runs on 9 hits. 8-6 loss to the Orioles in Baltimore. And 6 days ago in Cleveland went just 3 1/3. A fly ball. McCutchen. 2 outs.
He's maintaining that good velocity today. He usually pitches around 92, 94, that range, and been way more 94s today than anything else. That's what that last pitch was.
We got Peralta to fly out to McCutchen in the second. 1 base runner allowed by Lincoln, a walk to Avila, with 2 outs in the second inning.
With 2 quick outs here, can you ask for anything more than a quick 1-2-3 inning after you've put up your team has put up a 3 spot? That's ideal, what you're looking for.
Deep short, can Harrison do it? He did! Jay Hay! What a pretty play! What do you say? 1-2-3 for Brad Lincoln, and what a start! With some help defensively from Josh Harrison. All-Star game in Kansas City. Help send your favorite Pirates to this year's All-Star game by voting up to 25 times at Pirates.com. Cast your ballot now for your 2012 All-Stars. Vote early, vote often, vote today at Pirates.com/vote. McCutchen behind Erwin Valencia there. There's physical rehab coordinator. McCutchen this season, team ranks, tops in average. Tied for first with Alvarez in homers, first in ribbies, stolen bases, runs, slugging, on base. Barajas at the plate, fly to center.
Almost MVP-like numbers, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Barajas, a fly ball toward the line and left. And foul.
It's a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. Most of the time, those balls hit down the line. Got a lot of hook to them. That one stayed pretty straight. Not foul by much.
Pop up, shortstop Peralta. Back to our trivia question. AT&T Mobility, which former pitcher selected in the 4th round of the 1984 NHL draft? Do you know it? Tom Glavine, 69th overall by the LA Kings ahead of Brett Hull and Luc Robitaille. Of course, chose baseball, and as Bob said, likely headed to the Hall of Fame.
Good choice. I thought there would be some kind of something there about what position he played. We still haven't heard a word on that.
2-0 on Harrison. Struck out in the 3rd. It's Dan Potash, his favorite team growing up, the LA Kings.
He is a California kid, isn't he?
There's a liner to left. Harrison is out number 2 on the liner to Delman Young. So with 2 outs, brings up Brad Lincoln. Scherzer retired the Pirates in order in the 3rd, struck out Lincoln to end that inning. Like Lincoln peeked down third base way. Strike is called.
You can just watch the way he goes about his at bat. You can tell he's a hitter.
Yeah.
You know, just it does not look like a pitcher standing up there.
Fouled off to the left.
Oh, we just found out too that Glavine played center. It's twice today now.
It's just testing you.
Twice today.
Testing your hockey knowledge.
Write it down in your.
No. That was done intentionally on my part.
Write it down in your book here that you carry all over the place.
I said goaltender. You go, no. I said, really? And you go, well, I don't know. What we do know is that Brad Lincoln is down on strikes, but more importantly, he's been setting down the Tigers, and the Bucks lead 3-0. Seats for just $38, $5 more on the day of the game. You get an outfield reserve ticket and all-you-can-eat dogs, burgers, nachos, popcorn, pretzels, peanuts, ice cream, and soda. And go back for more food and drink as often as you like. Go to pirates.com/all-you-can-eat. Great place to watch a game. Might want to think about that. The next homestand comes up July the 2nd through July the 8th. That will be the final homestand before the All-Star break. Pirates will host the Astros for 4. And then a weekend series against the San Francisco Giants. The first and only trip the Giants will make to Pittsburgh this year. July 2nd through July the 8th is the next Pirates homestand. Brad Lincoln faces the 8-9-1 hitters. Ramon Santiago, Max Scherzer, and Austin Jackson. He has set down 10 in a row since the walk to Avila in the second. He's thrown 64 pitches. And the first hit of the game for the Tigers is a leadoff single by Ramon Santiago.
Everybody acknowledging his 5 hitless innings. All right, now back to work. That's the way it is. Okay, they got their hit. Now need to get out.
Scherzer squaring to bunt Alvarez already halfway down the line and bunted right toward first. Lincoln will field and toss to first. Walker takes the throw.
A great bunt by Scherzer. He could have caught it and rolled it out there with his hand any better than that. Lincoln is very good at defending his position. He jumps on bunts as good or better than anybody. He had to hurry.
Austin Jackson has struck out looking and flied out to center.
It's a controlled old Hickory. At the big bats coming up here soon. Want them hit with nobody on base. Speaking of Cabrera and Fielder, Bosch is on deck, but then you get to the 2 big guys after that.
Out in front 0-2.
Even though Lincoln is got his share of strikeouts today. What is he, 6? He's been very efficient with his pitches. Just 68 so far here in the 6th inning. I guess that's what happens when you don't give up any hits. You don't have any base runners. Don't pitch to many guys.
Foul. Count stays 0-2 on Austin Jackson. Jackson spent some time on the disabled list. Abdominal strain. Had him out for a couple of weeks. Jackson was acquired from the Yankees in the Curtis Granderson deal a couple of years ago. Down on strikes.
The consistency of that velocity today. Right at the top of his normal working zone, 94 miles an hour. Lincoln won that election. Jackson goes down.
It's a new career high in strikeouts for Brad Lincoln. This is his 22nd career start in the big leagues. 41st appearance on a major league mound. And to left, Presley under it.
Good sun to battle.
Brad Lincoln retires the Tigers after the leadoff hit. He's blanking Detroit 3-0.
Root Sports, and there's Jeff Carson's just chilling out. Good. Go ahead and relax right now because you'll be working tomorrow, buddy. Actually, he was working earlier this afternoon. Our camera's getting a look at Jeff Carson's, who long tossed at PNC Park. Manager Clint Hurdle confirming that Jeff is still scheduled to start Sunday for AAA Indianapolis. Of course, they're under the watchful eye of pitching coach Ray Searage. This comes after a very successful bullpen session, if you will. And if I'm correct, guys, he will not be under a pitch count tomorrow. So give it all you can go with Jeff tomorrow.
Absolutely. We'll be watching that one closely. And Ray Searage doing a great job. And Tom Filer doing a great job, too, at AAA Indianapolis. We talked to him on our radio pregame today about the fact that he is going to the All-Star Futures game along with two top pitching prospects in the organization, Jamison Tyone and Garrett Cole. And what a staff Filer and the Pirates have put together at AAA Indy.
And you were talking about some of those numbers. That's pretty amazing.
And because of that, Indy way out in front in the International League West Division, ahead of the Columbus Clippers, a 10.5 game. Columbus, the Cleveland AAA affiliate. Toledo, top farm club of the Tigers. One ball, one strike, the count on Presley. And bounce to the right side. Presley 1 for 2, 1 for 3 now. And there you have it. The work that Cole has done, just promoted to AA Altoona. Jamison Tyone still in Bradenton, and Tom Filer, that pitching staff he has led, first in the International League. He was just raving about, and understandably so, about the three young lefties, the veteran right-hander Rick Vandenherk, who goes today. And the Pirates did think about getting him up here, perhaps to make the start a few days ago. Instead, which we've talked about, decided instead to go give Brad Lincoln another shot. And Bob, you get opportunities in this game, maybe last-ditch opportunities, and it's up to you to take advantage of them. And boy, has Brad Lincoln done that today.
It certainly has. As we talked earlier, this was what we expected from him. We really both thought, so the organization, that this was going to be his season to step forward. It looked like last year that might happen. Remember, coming out of spring training, he was throwing so well, and it was between him and Morton really for that last spot, and then he got hit with a line drive in Clearwater, and that put him on the shelf for a while, and that was his shot at really leaving spring training with a chance to be in the rotation.
This year, an outside shot at the rotation for Lincoln. He had opportunities, but
it'd have been awfully tough for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
With the players we already had played.
And he had to pretty much pitch lights out. So the Pirates instead decided late in spring training to give him a shot and what looked like an opportunity in the bullpen. They really wanted him to win that spot in the bullpen. They wanted him on the staff coming north. But Lincoln did not take advantage of that relief opportunity. So instead, he started this season at AAA Indy and made a couple of strong starts. He got called up. He had a start against the Marlins. He was in the bullpen the rest of the way, and now makes his 4th straight start today, and easily his best start of the year. And you're looking at one of the best starts in his career, albeit just 22 of them. Now, with McCutchen hitting like he's been hitting, Tabata's going to see a ton of strikes, right? You think?
Heck yeah. You do not want to walk anybody in front of McCutchen. Now, that's not to say it's not going to happen, because not wanting to do something and having it happen anyway, that's part of baseball. But that McCutchen right now, whoever is going to be hitting in front of him in that number 2 spot, is getting a heck of a lot of protection as far as, are you going to get good pitches to hit? Nobody wants to walk anybody in front of Kutch. It's just, you're looking at on deck circle and you're like, oh, I'm throwing strikes at this guy.
Strike 3 called. Tabata Not happy.
Yeah, definitely looked borderline from our true center camera.
Eric Cooper called it a strike.
Take a look at the grid on the outside, and it shows it to be down and in a little bit. Not much, but a little bit.
Scherzer has struck out McCutchen and given up the 3-run homer. And the strikeout came on a slider. Jason Steele tells us that since June 16th, that is what he has been hitting against fastballs. .588. Breaking ball 0-2, and 12 of the 13 home runs McCutchen has hit have come off the fastball.
With the use of computers nowadays, those kind of numbers are provided daily, really, for the players, the pitchers, the hitters. You see something like that as a pitcher, you got to take advantage of it and not throw him any fastballs.
So he didn't. His last 2 pitches were breaking balls. He struck them out. And Scherzer has a 1-2-3 6th. Brad Lincoln heads to the hill.
Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Day Automotive. We're going to make your day. Let's go, Buck.
Great shot that is, huh? Reaction. Grabbing that souvenir. Middle game of the 3-game series. Pirates lead 3-0. And first pitch swinging, Miguel Cabrera. 0-1.
Had to knock on wood over here with that Jolly Roger.
Yeah.
A little early for that. Hold back on the Jolly Rogers for a little while.
0-2.
Here comes that shadow, Greg.
Now, what does this do for the hitters?
Doesn't do anything for the hitters. And once that shadow gets out there a little further,
does it affect the hitters?
Oh yeah. Yeah, their eyes are
okay.
The iris, is that what lets in the light?
So it affects the hitters.
Yeah, the iris is all shut down because you're looking out in that bright sun, and the ball's coming in, and it hits the shadow, and disappears.
So it affects them adversely. Okay.
You ever take a picture of somebody standing in a shadow with bright sun behind them?
Yeah.
And you can't see them, you can't see their faces, they're just like dark shadows. Well, that's the baseball now doesn't look like a baseball. At best, it's a dark shadow.
So pretty soon it's going to become tough for these hitters.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. You watch, Greg. I'm going to point it out to you.
I asked the question originally for that. I was curious to know. So I'm surprised to hear that. sounded like initially that it didn't affect them.
Oh, it's going to affect them big time. I mean, there's already been 4 hits today. You watch the hit totals go down now.
How about this series? When you're going to try and beat the Tigers, that's what you have to do. Now, maybe not to that extent. You can't even hope for those kind of numbers.
Yeah, that's not going to happen very often.
This guy is such a good hitter. Great hitter.
He's got that combination of being a great hitter, and he also has outstanding power. Can hit a ball out of any ballpark anywhere. He can easily go to right, left, dead center field. Doesn't matter to him.
And to right center with that power. And Cabrera, the home run to lead off the 7th, his 15th, to give the Tigers a run. Makes it a 3-1 ball game.
That's a solo shot. That's why you like these guys coming to the plate with nobody on. They're going to do this. They're going to hit home runs. They are premier type offensive hitters in the game. Cabrera, Fielder. You just can't keep them down forever. Lincoln right at him, right down the middle. Pitch was up. But you have a 3-run lead. There's nobody on base. You don't want to walk him. You make him hit his way on. Went over the fence.
Tony Watson will be coming on, and Lincoln is surely going to get a great ovation here. For Brad Lincoln this afternoon.
He had just about everything going for him. The curveball was working very early, and the thing I'm going to take away from this is the control and the consistency of velocity of that fastball. He was able to pretty much put it where he wanted to and stayed up there 93, 94 most of the time. Heck of a ball game.
2 hits, 1 run, Miguel Cabrera dinger.
Just a 1 base on ball.
Fabulous start for Brad Lincoln. Now it's up to the bullpen, and it's the righty Juan Cruz against Fielder.
it's up to the bullpen and I think the offense too, Greg. We got to get one more run today. You got to add on to that lead occasionally. A lot more comfortable when we get our fourth run.
Now, Tony Watson was loosening in the bullpen and is once again. See the lefty righty splits. Toward the left center gap. And the fielder has extra bases. A double against Cruz.
I feel like the fielder has gone to that side of the field more often against us this year than we have ever seen him in the past. And I wonder if it's a conscious effort that he's trying to get the batting average numbers up there a little bit. It's working. He is hitting very well. Runners in scoring position numbers, batting average. But the home run numbers may be down a little bit from where fielder you would think he would be. But we've seen that in the past also, where he has started slow and then he'll just go on a tear and he'll end up with 40 at the end of the year. But glad he's not in the division anymore. After tomorrow's game, we'll have to deal with Prince Fielder.
Last year at this time he had 20 homers.
Probably RBIs. Yeah, he was on a salary drive. He did cash in.
2-1 on Delmon Young. Hurdle wanted Cruz to face the right hand hitting Delmon Young. Young bats .320 against lefties. .238 against righties. No one out. First base umpire Marty Foster. .3-1 on Delmon Young.
Shadow's getting further out there, Greg. Start taking effect there soon.
It's like you said, 3-2. Vila on deck. Fielder at second.
Strikeout would be nice. Keep Fielder at second base. Don't let Young put it in play.
Young with back-to-back strikeouts today against Lincoln. Struck out twice in 4 at-bats last night. Grounded to short. Runner will have to hold at second.
Very nice.
On to first.
Very nice. And that could turn out to be a pretty big play in this ball game. We're late, not being able to move that runner fielder into third base with 1 out.
Now Hurdle wants the lefty.
Because with a 2-run lead, you wouldn't have brought your infield in, so that would have been a golden opportunity for the Tigers to get within 1 run. Couldn't get the job done.
Cruz gives up the double to Fielder, gets Young, and now Tony Watson. Automotive. It was on this day in 1971 that Roberto Clemente collected 4 hits, including career single number 2000. It was career hit 2783. Pirates 6-2 win over the Mets. Clemente in 1971, of course, would help lead the Pirates into the World Series. He hit .341 that year. Collected a total of 178 hits that season. Was the MVP in the World Series against Baltimore. And his final year, hit .312 in 1972. 118 hits. That was his last 3,000th hit of his career. Tony Watson, what a big strikeout he got last night in the 7th inning against Austin Jackson, the only batter he faced. Avila takes a strike. The Pirates were leading 4-1 in the 7th inning. The Tigers had scored a run off Jared Hughes, and they had runners at first and third when Hurdle called on Tony Watson, and he struck out Austin Jackson. Now 0-2. Avila hitting .263 this season against lefties. The shadows creeping. 0-2. Hurdle pointed out that actually lefties are hitting better against Watson than are righties this year.
That was true last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
By a big margin last year.
And this year it's a pretty big too. It's 100 points.
Yeah, pretty big. There's that. Oh, what a shot by the AGH cam. Now there is, you can see exactly what the challenge is for the hitters. The ball coming in that bright sunshine, it gets about halfway there. It hits that shadow, and your eyes are adjusted to the bright sunshine. You're looking out over the city, Clemente Bridge, glare, all of that. And it hits that shadow, and now it's very hard to pick up. That's what the hitters
Now, this
hate.
might be a silly question, but therefore, would you be more apt to want to throw a fastball than a breaking ball?
That's what all the hitters used to tell me.
This fastball is lined foul.
Now, to me, I'm not real sure about that, because if you think about it, we're going to take another look at that with the AGH cam. You can see the ball, nice bright white baseball, boom, hits the shadow. Right when just before you're trying to make contact with it, it hits that shadow, and your eyes aren't adjusting as quick as it needs to be. Now, the thing I always thought, well, what really goes away? What can't you see? Like the rotation you can't see. So I always kind of thought maybe it's better to throw breaking balls.
Ground ball on the breaking ball to second.
But the hitters used to tell me it was the fastball that, I guess because it gets on them a lot quicker.
2 outs, fielder to third, and another look from the sunlight to the shade.
And the shadow is not out there really all that far yet. As it creeps up further and further toward the mound, that is what the hitter's eyes are adjusted to. The light sensitivity. You go from a light room to a dark room, or outside, inside. Your eyes have to adjust. Look at that. Your eyes are adjusted to the bright, and now look at how the ball is coming in and disappears into that dark. A lot of times, I think hitters, teammates used to say throw more fastballs. I think basically they wanted me to throw more strikes. They didn't want me to be afraid of the strike zone, trying to nibble here, nibble there, because what they were trying to get across to me is, hey, the hitters are having a hard time seeing the ball right now. Just go after the strike zone. Be aggressive. Don't try to nibble here and there with your slider like I usually would try to pitch. Go after them, because they are at a disadvantage in these type of conditions with bright sun out there and you're in that shade.
I want to thank our operators at HEH Cam, Diana Caputo, Donnie Cunningham, for those fabulous shots, allowing us to get that good look. 1-2 on Peralta with Fielder at third. The Pirates lead by 2 runs here in the 7th inning. Watson delivers a fly ball deep to center. McCutchen is back at the wall. He makes the catch. Well, it's elementary to Mr. Watson as he gets Avila and Peralta to fly out to the wall in center. We're going to keep it right here for the 7th inning stretch as you take a look at the catch by McCutchen and the reaction of Peralta. Big crowd on hand on a Saturday afternoon, early evening, and enjoying Bucco baseball. Here's Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
As we sing, Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
The boss of the roster. One swing, get your pitch and ace the bet. Little kids rocking number 22 with dress. Ace goes, let me hear you say, let's go, let's go. Let me hear you say, let's go, Pittsburgh. Let me hear you say, let's go. Ask me from where I'm from. Let's tell them where we from. Where we from? Bucktown. Where you at? Bucktown. Hey, I told you so. Pittsburgh. Bucktown.
Here in Bucktown, the Pirates enjoying a 3-1 lead, going to the bottom of the 7th inning. Great crowd on hand here at PNC Park. Expect another big one tomorrow. And there's Tony Watson, who got 2 more huge outs. Great story. This rotation has been in the bullpen, the different looks that they can give you. Getting the ball to Joel Hanrahan, talking to Ray Searage in spring training. What was the one thing you're going to really preach? And so it's just everybody, the only role you have in that bullpen is get the ball to Joel. Phil Koch takes over for Max Scherzer and faces pinch hitter Casey McGee.
You noticed how Tiger hitters really struggled with the shadows there the last time.
I did notice that.
Koch's numbers.
Fly ball toward the right center gap. And that's got the extra bases for Casey McGee. A pinch hit double to start the 7th.
You know, I'm starting to think the hitters were lying to me all this time.
I'm starting to think so too.
I think it's just all this theoretical stuff. It's not. I think it was just they wanted me to throw strikes. It was just a way for them to say, hey, throw the ball over the plate. McGee just hammers this one into the gap. Try and get that run back here real quick. Lead off double.
Neil Walker talking to Nick Leyva before stepping into the box. Walker will bat from the right side. Has walked and grounded out.
McGee lost his hitting streak last night. Starting a new one today.
Had a 9-gamer going, was 0 for 4.
Walker taking a shot at that right side.
The corners were in on that pitch, at least even with their bags. Cabrera and Fielder had to respect the bunt possibility, even though the left-handed hitting Alvarez is on deck.
Well, Walker's trying to do what Young couldn't get done. Move that runner. Hit something over to the right side, whether it's a base hit, a double in the gap, or just a ground ball to second. Get McGee to third base with just one out.
The whole 0-2.
That was a changeup. Maybe that's the pitch.
That's
tough
right.
in the shadows. Now this is where that shadow is. This should be the absolutely
most difficult time
toughest conditions right now. Theoretically, this is the toughest time for the hitter. That shadow has gotten way out there now. He's going to pick it up out of the hand, and it's going to disappear. Take a look at that look again from the AGH cam. It's in the sun, and then right there it hits the shadow, and that's when it becomes very difficult for the hitter, theoretically, to pick up.
Swing and a miss. No, foul ball. Foul ball, got a piece of it. He will head back to second.
Freeland must not have known that was a foul ball. See his reaction?
That's what his reaction would cause me to think.
Yeah. I mean, he went after that like it was a swing and a miss. Tried to find it quickly. He thought it was a wild pitch. Look at him. And if he thinks that's a foul ball, he doesn't react like that.
Another 0-2 pitch. And to left field, Neil Walker.
Bring
home the run. RBI makes it 4-1. The Pirates get the run right back that they gave up in the top half of the inning as Walker brings in his 30th run of the season.
Well, he was able to stay alive. He just barely ticked that last pitch. To stay alive and get another one. It went back to the breaking ball down, and that one was going to be close to bouncing. And he golfed that one, just dropped the head of the bat right to the baseball. There's no way you're going to hit that pitch, that breaking ball down and in the other way. You have to pull it. And he pulled it for a base hit. Got him over and got him in with one swing.
Oh, what a nice AB there from Walker as Alvarez comes to the plate.
A successful debut with a new helmet.
Yeah. Everybody will be wearing one tomorrow.
The S100.
Oh, is that right?
Yep. Available at stores near you. There it is. Everybody will be sporting that model next year.
Alvarez 0 for 2 against Scherzer.
We were somewhere on this last road trip. There was a big chart on the wall in the clubhouse telling all about the S100 and why it's a better helmet and all that kind of stuff. That's why I kept mentioning that number. And supposedly it is a good upgrade safety-wise from what the players were wearing before. What Alvarez is wearing now. It is a little bulky looking. Times change though. When I first came up, a lot of the hitters were just wearing the little, no flaps at all. Just little helmets that, like, you still see occasionally a catcher will wear, or the base coaches. Yeah, right there, what Nick has on, that's what a lot of hitters score to the plate. And no protection really at all as far as below the ear.
Two and two on Alvarez. Walker at first with no one out. Shot past fielder. Walker stumbles around second but maintains his balance. It's first and third. Alvarez, a shot off the left-handed pitcher Phil Koch. Two hard hit balls off the bat of Alvarez again today. One went as a double play.
Ironically, all the offense, it seems like, is happening
Since the shadow.
Since the shadow. The shadow nose.
Yeah.
Watch Walker go around the bases. You see him stumble as he leans around third. That's the getting used to the weight of that helmet. He has to learn that he can't lean quite that far. He's on top heavy now.
He'll learn. Jim Leyland making a pitching change. The Pirates look to add on even more, leading it 4-1. Sellout crowd at PNC Park. Half of the seventh, first and third, nobody out. Folks rooting on the Pirates on Root Sports, and we hope that you've taken advantage on Game Connect at rootsports.com. You can interact with us, ask the broadcast on rootsports.com. Derek Smith of Bradford asking why on earth are teams not pitching more carefully to McCutchen.
We've been asking that for about 2 months.
Yeah. We don't have an answer for you.
Now, comparing stats with MVP candidate Joey Votto. Votto walks twice as often, similar production. Okay, you're making an argument there for that's a player of the year argument for me. As I tried to explain before, MVP is not comparing stats to stats. It's comparing value to this team. And I tried to make this argument last year when I was talking about Ian Kennedy and his value to the Arizona Diamondbacks and casting my MVP vote for him. So it's different with me.
A little pop-up. Santiago, the new shortstop, makes the catch off the bat of Rod Barajas against former Pirate Octavio Dotel.
Cy Young Award to me is easy. It's pitcher of the year. And I wish they had a similar award for offensive players. It would be very easy to find a player of the year. Octavio Dotel's numbers, opponent batting average of 194. That's outstanding. The ERA, not so outstanding.
Recently off the DL, playing for his 13th different team. And what a deal that has turned out to be for the Pirates. Octavio Dotel to the Dodgers for James McDonald and Andrew Lambeau. Lambeau playing in the minors, but McDonald has become one of the top pitchers in all of baseball. First and third, one out. The batter, Josh Harrison. He has struck out and lined out to left. Trying to get that man home from third. Ball one. Josh Harrison, for a young player, stands up there in that box. No intimidation whatsoever. He's up there looking comfortable, always aggressive. Made his major league debut last year. Played 65 games. 1-1, big cut. Alvarez at first. Walker at third. Lob toss over to first to get Alvarez back. One and one. 2-1. Another sellout. 38,734.
And they're having fun again today. Last night's crowd was loud and just in a partying mood. And this one, we could tell with that 7th inning stretch how everybody was going crazy. They are loving their Bucks. They're loving these games against the Tigers.
Here comes the squeeze, and he misses it. Harrison misses. And a tag out of Walker.
That definitely is on Harrison. There wasn't anything fancy about what happened there. That was a fastball down the middle. You got to at least foul it off. At least foul it off. Everybody executed the what they were supposed to do flawlessly. You know what? You shouldn't be running until the ball's on the ground.
Like trying to bunt for a hit almost.
Yeah, I'm going to say that was the problem. It's a sacrifice type situation. You're just turning around and bunting, and then if you happen to get it on the ground, then take off running. Jay was running with the pitch, as you said, bunting for a base hit. That's kind of look it had. But I believe that was a fastball. I guess, you know what, Greg? Well, that was on Shadow. Shadow made that one tough. Get a redeemer here with a 2-out base hit.
Sure could. Alvarez moves to second on that put out at the plate. Two and two now on Harrison. Remains 2-2. Matt Hay comes out on deck. We're back for Watson. Jason Grilly up in the Pirates bullpen. Also Resop. Another 2-2. And Harrison, unproductive at bat, strikes out. Pirates get the one. Move along to the 8th. 4-1 Pittsburgh.
Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Levin Furniture, for a great deal on outdoor furniture. Let's go Bucks!
Pirates still lead, and now 4-1 the score. Take a look at this squeeze attempt again. Harrison at the plate, Walker at third.
The perfect timing with the break by Walker, and Harrison squared around. There was nothing Gotel could do. It was perfect. It's just execution of getting the ball down, getting it bunted wasn't there.
Barmas takes over at short, about in the 9th spot of the order. Casey McGee remains in the game to play first. And Grilly. Strike on Santiago. Santiago was 1 for 2 against Brad Lincoln. Lincoln went 6+, gave up 1 run on 2 hits. Juan Cruz got 1 out. Tony Watson got the last 2 in the 7th. Breaking ball for another strike. Grilly pitched a 1-2-3 8th inning last night, facing Quentin Berry, Miguel Cabrera, and Prince Fielder.
Bullpen was excellent last night, those last 2 innings. 3 up, 3 down, 3 up, 3 down, no drama.
Now, if all goes as planned, it would be Hanrahan to face Cabrera and Fielder in the 9th. Strike 3.
Get it in there. Santiago giving it a little look. He didn't agree with it. Backdoor breaking ball started outside and bring it in. It was a little borderline, but if you take a borderline pitch with 2 strikes on you, sometimes you're not going to be happy with the results. Santiago has to go back. It's a gamble. It's a chance you take. If you're going to take a close pitch with 2 strikes, something that is maybe on the black, maybe not, the umpire is going to call you out occasionally. Probably half the time, I would guess. Of course, when you're out there on the mound pitching, it seems like it happens maybe 1 out of 10, but it is half the time.
Interesting here that Quentin Berry bats for Danny Worth, who came on to play second as part of that double switch. I just have to wonder if Danny Worth didn't injure himself somewhere along the line. 1 ball, 1 strike. And now 1-2 on Berry. He struck out against Grilly leading off the 8th inning last night.
Yeah, that's one of the things we were talking about earlier about the designated hitter. When you don't have a DH, it presents so many different scenarios and problems for the managers. The bench becomes so important, having bench depth, having the right amount of infielders, right amount of outfielders. It really complicates the way the game is run, especially close games. You're not just writing down 9 names before the game and making pitching changes when the pitcher starts getting hit.
Johnny Kelly has been injured and is day-to-day. Pittsburgher, Neil Walker's brother-in-law. 2-2 on Berry. Neil Walker, the RBI single at the bottom of the 7th.
Kind of took a little shot from Walker on the scoreboard
earlier. That was
earlier.
very interesting. The question,
scoreboard video,
all the Pirate players were asked between innings. Ground ball to short, new shortstop Barmas. On the first 2 outs, the question for the Pirate players, would you allow your sister to marry one of your teammates? And everybody was up there. No, no, no. In fact, McCutcheon stares into the camera and says, no. And if you even look at her, I'll kill you. And Walker said, well, my sister is married to a Major League Baseball player, and I'm not happy about it.
And he's sitting over
and, and Donnie looked over when he saw the video and pointed, yeah, like, come on, what? Strike on Austin Jackson.
Obviously, they're great friends and relatives, and both live up in the North Hills.
Oh, 0-2 on Austin Jackson. Jackson has struck out twice today. Count of 1 ball and 2 strikes. He really has certainly racked up his fair share of strikeouts. 44 of them. About 28 innings. One and two, 2 outs.
Standing room only. They were about 6 deep up there last night, weren't they?
Yeah.
Rotunda.
Struck him out.
That's all he does, is strike people out.
Jason Grillia, 1-2-3-8. Pirates lead 4-1. Section 101, new area featuring a full-service bar, weather-protected dining space, and much more. Bring your group and enjoy a private dining space, or stop by during the game to take in the action. For more info, go to Pirates.com or call 1-800-BUY-BUCKS, the Budweiser Bow Tie Bar. New second baseman is Ryan Rayburn. The third different second baseman. Last 2 innings. Strike is called on Clint Barmas, his first at bat. So now in the ninth, it's Brennan Bosch, Miguel Cabrera, and Prince Fielder due up against Hanrahan.
I know that if we push this lead out a little bit, it won't be a save situation, but I would feel comfortable with another run. Firepower of the Tigers makes me nervous. Strike so quickly with that power they have in Cabrera and Fielder. Both hit next inning.
And a base hit for Barmas to start the bottom of the 8th.
That'll work. I wish that squeeze would have worked.
Yeah.
Second back, trying to get an extra run. Pirates were in a nice opportunity with a man at third and 1 out. Ball up and away, and Barmas a real fine job just going with that. How deep the ball gets over the strike zone, almost over home plate when he makes contact. Shadows have moved out a little bit now, so
now the hitters will be okay.
They're fine now.
Yeah, good. Alex Presley 1 for 3. For the Pirates, their big inning was the 4th. The double by Presley, then Tabata was hit by a pitch, and Andrew McCutchen, a 3-run homer off Max Scherzer. Brad Lincoln went 6+, carried a no-hitter into the 6th. 4th time this season, by the way, a Pirate had taken a no-no into the 6th inning this year.
Yeah, and a serious thing, Greg. You've seen those yellow type glasses that target shooters wear and stuff that are supposed to kind of make things stand out in shadow. I wonder if anybody's ever tried to hit with those in a shadow type game.
And a runner goes, and it's off the glove of Cabrera. A shot. That may be a hit for Presley. It's first and second.
Hit run was on and successful.
Alex Presley hit it hard at Cabrera, who has committed 7 errors this season.
And not an error there. That was a bullet. He has to play in on the grass. Presley might be laying down a bunt.
First and second hit for Presley.
Now you would think that Tabata would be a candidate to bunt. At least they have to think about that. Cabrera will stay in on the grass.
Well, that's an interesting decision, because then you'd think they have to intentionally walk McCutchen.
Sure.
With McGee to follow.
No doubt they would be walking.
So this is the stuff that Hurdle thinks about. Does bunt it. Toward Cabrera in the first.
That's how you bunt a guy to third base. You bunt it firm right at the third baseman. Make him handle the ball. You've done your job. Textbook right there by Tabata.
Well, this goes back to, in a way, the question we had for the booth.
Yeah.
Why even mess with McCutchen? I can't believe Leland will here.
No, they're thinking about it. But you get McGee up there with the bases loaded. There's nothing wrong with that. Well, the one thing is McGee is not a fast runner. Certainly a double play candidate. How about that?
Jeez.
Ball 2.
Wow. Be ready over there at third base, Clint. McGee, a .273 career hitter against Dotel. 3 for 11. Well, Casey McGee can really get this place rocking and deliver a knockout punch with Barmes at third, Presley at second, and McCutcheon now at first on the intentional walk. Doubled to start the seventh as a pinch hitter, stayed in the game to play first.
Go the other way, left it in the air. And there's certain pitches that he won't have any choice, as we saw with Walker earlier. But does not want to put a ball on the ground here.
Ball one. Pitch away. 2 career grand slams for Casey McGee. 2 years ago, hit one off Brendan Donnelly of the Pirates. His first one came 3 years ago against Brian Stokes of the Mets. And there for a strike. He had something trouble with that eye.
Yep. Not the shadows.
One of the trainers might come out and bring out some. No, he's looking that way. That saline solution. This is all right. Ball one strike. Two on McGee. Held off the Dotel fastball.
Trying to go to right. That's the game plan right there.
Again, it's Barmes who started the inning with a base hit to right. Presley, the infield single. And McCutcheon walked intentionally following the top of the sacrifice. Still 1-2.
He's so committed to it. If you do get a something soft down and in, that's tough to shoot the other way. You have to hit it a little bit where it's pitched, type of pitch. But if it's a fastball upstairs, try and shoot that the other way, because that's a much easier ball to try and lift.
2-2.
A lot of times you'll see defenses where they'll play pull on the ground and straight up or hit the other way in the air. A lot of hitters are like that. You can look here. The outfield actually is over toward right just a little bit. They're playing straight up on the ground.
Still 2-2 on McGee. Rifles that one into the seats right side.
He's got a game plan.
Yeah, he does,
sticking to it. He's sticking to it. Steve would say, don't give up, don't ever give up.
No matter what. Last 17 games, McGee hitting .327. Another 2-2 pitch. Dotel strikes him out. 7-pitch at bat. Here's how Dotel battled McGee.
The pitch that McGee might be thinking about was that first strike. Remember when there was something in his eye? Here it comes right here. Bam, right down the middle, and it was upstairs. That would have been a great pitch to try and drive the other way. But watch, he's just so committed about going the other direction. Even the pitches that were inside, he was trying to shoot that way. Couldn't catch up to that one because it was elevated just a little bit. Not only inside, but it was up just a tad above the letters.
Walker takes the breaking pitch for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike on Neil Walker. Those numbers with the bases juiced. 520. Boy, does he like these situations. Grand Slam opening day last year against the Cubs. Avila out to talk with Dotel.
You know, I've always thought that a hitter with the bases loaded has tremendous advantage. The reason being, it's going to be a run if he walks you. So you got to think that the pitcher is going to be trying for a bigger piece of that strike zone once he gets to, say, 2 balls than he normally would. Because there's a big penalty if he throws ball 4. So you're going to get better pitches. Better pitches to hit.
2-1.
Now this is where it makes a difference. On the mound, you don't want to go to ball 3, not with the bases loaded. So it's not like you're all of a sudden going to try and throw one right down the middle, but instead of being super fine with your control, just trying to maybe nick the corner, maybe missing a little bit. Now you're actually trying to throw a strike. You're going to pick maybe half the plate, either inside half or outside half, but you're going to try and throw a strike. Dotel way upstairs with that. He's not trying to throw that ball that far out. No doubt he was just trying to throw a outside half fastball.
Well, Bob, now regardless of Dotel being this big time veteran, it's 3-1, bases loaded. Has to be a fastball, right? I mean, he's not going to go with anything but the fastball here, is he?
I would sell out fastball. What's the downside of it? You swing and miss. Now you got another pitch. If you sell out fastball, you swing and miss or breaking ball. Now you got a 3-2 pitch coming. And fastball outside half. Craig, good guess on that one.
Armas at third. Presley at second. McCutcheon at first.
And now you can't sell out. You have to see the ball and react.
Still 3-2 on Walker. He is was 1 for 16 coming into this game in the season series against Detroit. That hit in the 7th on RBI, so 2 out of 18 against the Tigers this year. Situation in the ball game where the Pirates could either be going to the 9th with Hanrahan in a save situation, or with 1 swing, Walker can take away the save and give the Pirates a very comfortable lead going into the 9th with Cabrera and Fielder lurking. Battling Dotel, it remains 3-2 on Walker.
Talk to Dotel and perhaps about pitch selection here. Do they want to try and maybe go to an off-speed pitch? Maybe Dotel was shaking off. They just want to make sure that they're on the same page, that they both agree that this is what they want to do as far as what pitch to throw. We've seen a lot of fastballs in a row.
Another 3-2 pitch. Oh, got him looking with a breaking ball.
Yeah, that's what they decided, and it paid off.
So now it is hammer time, and he will face Bosch, Cabrera, and Fielder. That's what they have done in their careers against Joel Hanrahan. 4-1. Pirates lead the Tigers. Goes final game of the homestand, and it's Kevin Correa coming off maybe his best start of the year against Justin Verlander, the reigning Cy Young and MVP. Coverage begins at 1 with the pregame. There's Correa and Verlander, the pitching matchup tomorrow. Maybe Pirates will be looking at a possibility of a sweep. Hanrahan needs to get 3 outs. Brennan Bosch, Miguel Cabrera, Prince Fielder. Hanrahan saved his 18th game of the year last night, a 1-2-3 ninth. Did not face any of those 3 hitters.
Get the leadoff guy. Horton out. That first one.
To left. 1 up, 1 down. Hanrahan tries to save it for Brad Lincoln, who went 6+, was shutting out the Tigers through 6 and struck out 7, allowing 1 hit. And then this man, Miguel Cabrera, led off the 7th with his 15th home run of the year.
Always important to get that second guy in the inning.
Yeah. Cabrera 1 for 3.
I'm staying with what worked. There's some truth to that, though. The most important guy is the one standing in front of you. That's the guy you got to get.
He's out in front 0-2. Hanrahan picked up his 9th save of the year on May the 19th for A.J. Burnett in Detroit. He walked Miguel Cabrera with 2 outs in the 9th. Bottom of the 9th in Detroit. The Pirates were leading 4-3. Walked Cabrera, then struck out Prince Fielder to end it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Slider misses. Ball, 2 strikes on Cabrera. Popped him up. Walker out, right fielder in. It's Tabata. 2 outs. So back on May the 19th, it was a 1-run game with Cabrera at first and Prince Fielder at the plate against Joel Hanrahan. Pirates led 4-3, and that was that. Prince Fielder, a little nod.
You could see as I read his lips, he said nice. Yeah, that was nice. Well, here we are again. This is the guy you want, that third guy.
To left.
Again.
Base hit.
Again.
Yeah. Like a plan.
Did he ever do that before?
I don't remember it. I mean, there's a reason why you put the big shift on the guy.
Last year he was a dead pull all the time. He would never think about going the other way. And maybe I'm just noticing the balls over there, but it seems like he's doing this an awful lot against us. Not just going for singles, but hitting the ball hard that direction. Everybody evolves as a hitter.
Delman Young struck out in the 9th inning last night against Hanrahan. Today he's 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Ball 1. One ball, 1 strike. Should Young reach, Alex Avila would become the potential tying run. Hanrahan tries to earn his 19th save of the season. Facing Delman Young. And 2-1. Craig Kimbrell of the Atlanta Braves has 21 saves to lead the league. Cincinnati has shut out Minnesota, so you need to get this final out and stay a game back of the Redlegs. behind Delman Young, 3-1.
St. Louis also won this afternoon.
The Cardinals won big last night. They started the day 3 back of the Reds, 2 behind Pittsburgh. 3-1 count on Delman Young. Now it's 3-2. On Delman Young. Is this the last pitch of the game? No. The tying run potentially does come to the plate. He walks Young, and it's Alex Avila. Avila also struck out last night against Hanrahan in that 9th inning. He's hit 5 home runs on the year. Fine young catcher for the Tigers.
Well, Joe right now is not happy with himself. I think that probably bothers him more than anything is the base on balls. And what held him back when he was a Washington National was his inconsistencies in the control. He knows that. He knows that's the big change that he made when he got here. And you just watch his body language when he walks somebody. He really upsets him. After that ball 4 pitch, punched his right thigh a little bit with his hand. He hates to do that.
Oh, a couple of breaking balls to start Avila, 0-2.
We're talking about selling out.
Yeah.
He sold out fastball right there. He knew for sure he was getting one, and he took a fastball swing, got a breaking ball, and missed it by a mile. One more, Joel.
Oh, he got him. Raised the Jolly Roger. Hanrahan, 19 saves. McCutcheon, big 3-run homer in the 4th. The Pirates have won the first 2 games of this series against the Tigers, remain a game back in the Central. Have won 12 of their last 14 games at PNC Park.
Another great ball game in front of a sellout crowd. And it's been the same recipe every night now for 3 nights. Great starting pitching has set the tone early. Got to play with a